today's video, we're going to talk about types or branches of commerce. Under this, we would be covering trade and its types, aids to trade and its types. Now, children, I would like to recapitulate from our last video, that is, what do we mean by commerce? Commerce is buying and selling of goods and services. It involves other activities which facilitate this buying and selling of goods and services. So, it also includes activities such as banking, transportation, advertisement, insurance, etc. Now, children, let us know what do we mean by trade and its types. Now, trade. Trade is an essential part of commerce, children. It refers to sale, transfer or exchange of goods. It helps in making the goods produced available to the ultimate consumer or user. Children, if you remember, we talked about it in the last video also, that goods are produced in large quantity these days, but it is very difficult for the producer to find the buyer. So for this purpose, the businessmen are engaged in trading activities. They act as a middleman to make the goods available to the consumer in different markets. And in the absence of trade, it would not be possible to undertake production activities on a larger scale. So children, if we recapitulate, what do we mean by trade? Trade is buying and selling of goods with the purpose of earning money. Trade is basically, children, the center of commerce, around which all other activities such as transportation, banking, insurance, all these revolve. Without these activities, trade is not possible. These activities help, they facilitate in carrying out the buying and selling of goods and services for money. That is, they help in the free flow of goods and services from the place of production to the place of final consumption. For example, goods are produced in Assam. Say tea is produced in Assam, but it cannot be consumed wholly in Assam. It has to be taken to other parts of the country to carry out the trade. That is, buying and selling of tea with the aim, with the purpose of earning money and carrying it to other parts of the country where it is consumed is trade. Now children, let us talk about trade and its types. Trade is of two types, that is domestic trade and foreign trade. Domestic, as the word suggests, it means home trade. That is the trade which is carried out inside the country, within the geographical areas of the country. So the key point over here is within the geographical areas, within the country, within the boundaries of the country, that is between different states in a country. Domestic trade is also known as internal trade. Why? Because it is within the country. Internal trade refers to buying and selling of goods and services within the geographical boundaries of the country. Say trade activities taking place between Assam and Chandigarh. Trade activities taking place between Ludhiana and Chandigarh. Say we are buying hosiery products, woolen products from Ludhiana, and they are being transferred to Chandigarh. There is an exchange of goods between Chandigarh and Ludhiana of the woolen cloths. So it is trade because it is done with the purpose of earning money. And it is domestic trade because both the states are part of the same country, that is India. So children, again I would like to mention domestic trade is between the geographical boundaries of one country. It is not between any different countries. When we talk about domestic trade, In this type of trade, the other feature is that the payments are received and made in the home currency. That is the currency which is of that country. Say in India, the domestic trade is done in rupees because the home currency of our country is rupees. Now children, domestic trade is further of two types, that is wholesale trade and retail trade. Let us know about each one of them. Wholesale trade. Wholesale trade refers to the trade in which the buying and selling of goods is done in bulk. So the key point over here is in bulk from the manufacturer and selling them in large quantity to the retailers in the small quantity. That is, in this type of trade, the quantity purchased from the manufacturer is large and it is further sold in small quantity to the retailers. The wholesaler, what does it do? It acts as a link between the producer or the manufacturer and retailer. Say there is a wholesaler of chocolates, Cadbury's chocolates. He is buying the goods from the Cadbury's company, from the manufacturer of Cadbury's in large quantity, and he is selling those chocolates to the retailers in smaller quantities. So he is acting as a link. He is bridging the gap between the manufacturer and the retailer. So the key point in the wholesale trade is the quantity purchased by the wholesaler is in large quantity, in bulk. The people who are involved in wholesale trade, they are known as wholesalers. Now let us talk about retail trade. In retail trade, buying of goods from the wholesaler and manufacturer and selling them in small quantities directly to the ultimate consumer is done. That is, the goods are basically bought from the wholesaler and they are further sold in small quantity to the consumer. Here the goods are sold to the consumers. In the wholesale trade, the goods were sold to the retailers in small quantity. Children, you have seen so many shops around you. All these shops, they are involved in retail trade. Be it a cloth shop, be it a grocery shop, all they are involved in the retail trade. Because they are selling the goods to the final consumer, that is you and me. The people who are involved, who are engaged in this type of trade, they are known as retailers. What do they do? What is their purpose? They serve as a link between the they serve as a link between wholesaler and the final consumer. Now let us talk about foreign trade. What do we mean by foreign trade? It is also known as external trade. Why it is known as external trade? Because the goods and services, they are exchanged within two different countries. Not to mention again, that is, they are done. This trade is done between two different countries. Say India and USA, they are trading, they are doing the business, they are involved in the exchange of goods and services. So they are two different countries. So this is external trade or foreign trade. In this type of trade, the seller and the buyer, children, both are at different locations, different countries. Whereas again, let's draw a comparison between home trade and external trade. In the home trade, we discussed that the buyer and the seller, they were in the same country but sitting at different states. But in the external trade, they are basically sitting at different countries. They are doing the business from different countries. This type of trade is also known as the international trade. It is further of three types. Number one is import trade. Import trade is basically when purchasing is done of goods and services from other countries. Say, India is importing petroleum products because we are not a petroleum rich country. So we are importing, we are purchasing the goods from Iran and Iraq. So we are involved in the import trade of petroleum from Iran and Iraq. Now, export trade, it means selling. So, the key point over here is selling. Selling what? Selling goods and services to whom? To other countries. For example, India exports tea to USA and UK. So, there's a basic difference between import and export. Import means purchasing goods and services from different countries. Export means selling goods and services to different countries. Now let us discuss what do we mean by interport trade. Interport trade is basically importing goods from one or more countries, that is purchasing goods from different countries, and then with the purpose of exporting. Exporting is selling them to some other countries. For example, India may export some of its oil imported from Iraq, and then it may further export, it may further sell to Bangladesh. So this is interport trade. It is basically a mixture, combination of import and export. So children, this was about trade and its types. Now let us discuss aids to trade and its types. Aids to trade are all those activities we discussed that day also. What is aids to trade? Aids to trade are all those activities which facilitate, which help in the buying and selling of goods and services. The main aim of aids to trade is as follows, and the main types are also as follows. Now let us discuss the first type of aids to trade, that is transportation. When we talk about transportation, why it is done, why it is required, children? Transport is required for the goods to travel from the place of production to the place of final consumption. Now, what purpose it serves? It overcomes, it helps to solve the barriers, to solve the problem of distance. It creates place utility. If you remember, we have talked about place utility. Place utility is that the goods, they are transferred from the place of production to the place of final consumption. So who solves this purpose? The transportation solves this purpose in business, because they transport the goods from the place of production to the place of final consumption. Now the key features why transportation is required in business. Transportation helps in widening the market, that is, it helps in increasing the market for the goods. Say goods were earlier made in Gujarat and they were sold in Gujarat only. But with the help of transportation, goods can be made in Gujarat, but they can be sold to other parts of the country, be it Chandigarh, Punjab, etc. Second point is that it helps in equalizing the prices. That is, it helps in equalizing means it helps in making the prices of the goods equal in all parts of the country. Say the goods are produced in Gujarat and now they are being transferred to other parts of the country, but the price of the goods will remain the same. So this is what transportation serves as a purpose in commerce, why it is required as part of aids to trade. Say goods are produced, tea is produced and grown in Assam and Darjeeling, but it is used throughout the country. So this is done with the help of transportation. So we can say that transportation helps in bridging the gap between the producer and the consumer. It helps in bridging the distance between the consumer and the producer. Now let us talk about warehousing. What is the purpose of warehouse? Why do we require warehouses? Children, goods are produced in large quantities in the production unit. That is, they are produced in large quantity, but keeping in view that there would be demand in near future. So for this purpose, the role of warehouses comes in between. What do? They help in storing the goods which are to be used in future. Say the goods are produced in different parts of the country, be it wheat, sugar, rice. They are produced in different parts of the country. Say wheat is produced in Punjab, rice is produced in some other part, sugar is produced in UP. So all these goods, they cannot be consumed at the same location and they cannot be consumed at the same point. So here the role of warehouses comes into between. The warehouses store the goods for future use. Proper storage arrangement is made in order to protect the goods for the whole year and so on. So warehouses helps in removing the hindrance of time. That is, the goods can be used for future. So we can say, children, that warehouses create the time utility. That is, the goods which are produced now, they can be consumed in near future by storing them at warehouses. So this is also part of aids to trade. It helps in trade by storing the goods for future use. Now let us talk about banking. Why and how does it help in trade? Children, there is a time gap. There is a gap between the production and sale. So for bridging that gap, the businessman needs money. Because he cannot stop his production. He has to carry on his business activity. As we discussed, business is a continuous activity. So for this purpose, he requires money. Now, when we have banks play the role of providing loans, etc. to the businessmen. Banks offer different type of financial solutions. That is, they provide the businessmen with quick money in the form of loan, raising money, etc. So here banks play the role of providing the financial assistance. That is, they provide the money assistance. That is, they solve this problem of the businessmen of money with the help of loans, checks, overdrafts, etc. Banks also help the businessmen in making the payments and receiving the payments. That is, they help in undertaking, in doing this process of checks, collection, etc. for the businessmen. So the banks also play a key role, a major role as in trade. They help in assisting, they help in facilitating, they help in carrying out the trade. Now let us talk about insurance. Insurance is basically required to cover the risk. Children, a businessman has lot of risk. Say, while transferring the goods from one place to another, that is the place of production to the place of final consumption, there can be problem while the goods are being transported. There can be a fire in the building. There can be a fire in the warehouse. Lot of type of risks are there for a businessman. To cover all these risks, insurance plays the major role. Insurance helps in protecting the businessman and his goods from all these types of risk. That is why, children, insurance is required in aids to trade, because it helps the businessman in solving the problem of risk. Now, let us talk about advertising. Children, goods are produced by the producer, but the consumer is not aware about its uses and benefits. So the advertisement helps in creating that demand, that is why this product is useful for the consumer. If there is going to be no advertisement, the consumer would not be aware about the uses and benefits of the product. Supposingly a new product, say a new AC is being launched in the market, and earlier people were using coolers. So they would not know the basic difference between an AC and a cooler. They would not be able to buy it unless and until they are given some information, some awareness about the uses of AC over the cooler. That is why the role of advertisement comes into between. This helps in solving the hindrance, the problem, the barrier of knowledge. Knowledge of the consumer is increased in regards to the use of products. Now, let us talk about packaging. Packaging is required because packaging means putting the goods in wrappers. Does it mean only this? No. Packaging helps in protecting the goods and providing them convenience. Say, you require the goods in say a 5 kilo pack, a 1 kg pack. So packaging has solved this problem because through packaging goods are now available in small quantity, in large quantity and so on. Packaging also helps in making the goods attractive so that the consumer is ready to buy the products. So this not only makes the goods attractive, packaging also helps in solving the problem of risk. That is, say goods which are easily spoilage goods, that is say bread, butter, all these goods they can get spoiled during the process of transferring, during the process of transportation. So packaging helps in solving this problem by providing the packaging so that it is convenient for the goods to be transferred, to be traveled from one place to another. So children, in this video we had discussed about types or branches of commerce. Under this we have discussed about trade and its types, aids to trade and its types. Thank you. Have a good day.